Hey beautiful creators, here's Monique from Life's True Colors. Welcome to a new BOPA page, and this time a quick one. I decided to create the rule of thirds on my page. First I drew it out for you to explain. It's 3 columns and 3 rows, approximately the same size, which creates 4 focal points. And if you use that, it will make your composition more pleasing to the eyes, so to speak. These stencils I made myself, I will talk about them later, but you could see the coffee beans, and I didn't have a lot of time, so I decided to create a quick page, and I do appreciate my morning coffee. It makes me feel good, it makes me start my day nice and easy with a good cup of coffee, so this will be an homage to my morning coffee. I decided that the bottom left focal point would be mine, so I took out a stencil, created a first circle there just for a focal point, and to put down some color and work from there. I elongated it horizontally and vertically to create a composition and some sort of parameter for me to work in. And I chose for orange and purple because they are in the scrapbook paper that I'm going to use. Nope, not that one. The other one, yes, that one. Here's the stencil I made. It's a coffee cup. I drew a coffee cup like this on a thick piece of a magazine, a glossy magazine, thick paper. I cut it out, and if you make your stencils like that, they do last a long time. So you can create your own stencils. It's fairly easy, it just takes a little time and a steady hand to cut out your design. I decided to put more purple in there and diluted it a little bit. Not too much because I didn't have the time for everything to dry. So just a little bit, and I accidentally mixed in the orange with the purple, which of course will make a brown. They're complementary colors, sort of. But I like the color, so I spread it around, and on the top of the page it's where I'm not going to do anything there, so that could just easily dry. It's not really a problem. Put the stencil back to create some definition again, and there are the coffee beans. Now this is also made from a magazine paper, a thick glossy magazine paper. I drew the coffee beans on there and then cut them out with an X-Acto knife, and I have used it a couple of times by now, and it's good. It works very well. They last a long time, and I'm creating coffee beans because I like my coffee. I created that brown color with some burnt sienna and Payne's gray. I like to darken colors with Payne's gray instead of black. It makes it less dull, and that's why I use the Payne's gray. I sometimes use a dark violet to darken my colors. It will also make it less dull than when you use a black one to darken your colors. A little more beans here and there. I'm creating a sort of background for that little piece of, oh, there it is, for this one. And now I decided that I don't like it on its own, and I want a little bit more depth behind the coffee bean, so I spread out the leftovers of that brown paint, and I'm going to search for a scrapbook paper to put underneath that coffee cup. All by itself I didn't like it, and I'm now waiting for that scrapbook paper to show up. Well, there it is. These are birthday decorations, and as I was making an homage to my coffee, I thought, well, why not? And the colors fit, so I tore it up with 3 pieces and kept them horizontally in line with the composition. Another piece of scrapbook paper with some text on it, but it was a little bit too light, so I made a little bit more of that coffee color, brown color, painted it over, wiped it off a bit, so the texture of the scrapbook paper still shows through a little bit. laid down the composition, took off the strong hard edges of the scrapbook paper, and now I am lightly gluing together the four pieces, so they are sort of kind of in one piece, because this is a little bit thicker cardstock like paper, so I needed to glue it down with a stronger glue. I'll be using a PVA glue, and to do that I stuck them together a little bit so I could flip it over, as you can see me do, and then put the glue on and stick it on the paper. That white blotting paper you see, I always have one at hand. I will all my leftover paints and my brushes get cleaned in there, on there, and I save them up, and they will eventually become a new journal if I have saved enough of them. I only have 3 or 4 now, but they fill up fast with all the leftover paints. So once I have enough, I will bind them all into a new journal. So here it is, all stuck down, and now I'm going to take that stencil and the same purple color to create some swirlies to make it look like the coffee is still warm. I do not like cold coffee. I like my coffee hot and strong and sweet. That reminds me of a Melissa Etheridge song, by the way. Oh yeah, I remember. I put some violet, purple, and a little bit of Payne's Gray to darken it again, to make that coffee cup pop more on that scrapbook paper. There you go. And the rest of that dark purple paint will be used as a shadow along the bottom and the top of my collage papers. This is a bottle with acrylic white paint, a little bit of fluid medium, and some water, and I use that to highlight. I highlight the coffee cup and I highlight the flowers, and that is it, my homage to coffee. So I'm going to get me a cuppa. I see you all in the next BOPA page. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.